What if I told you there's a Corvette so powerful, so ridiculously fast, that it might actually be too extreme for some countries? The 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 isn't just pushing boundaries, it's obliterating them. With 1,064 horsepower, a 2.2-second 0 to 60 time, and a 233-mile-per-hour top speed, this American supercar is rewriting the rules. And yes, it might actually be illegal in some places. Let's dive into why this beast is so hardcore. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or should I say, the rocket ship in your garage. The ZR1 produces 1,064 horsepower and 828 pound-feet of torque from a twin-turbocharged 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8. To put that in perspective, 20 years ago, the Bugatti Veyron needed 16 cylinders, 8 liters, all-wheel drive, and $1 million price tag to crack the 1,000 horsepower mark. The ZR1 does it with 8 cylinders and rear-wheel drive. The performance numbers are absolutely bonkers. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.2 seconds, 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. It blasts through the quarter mile in 9.5 seconds at 149 miles per hour. These are numbers that once belonged exclusively to dragsters with the life expectancy of a hand grenade. But here they are in a regular production Chevrolet with a 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty. And here's the kicker. Car and driver's test car cost $205,265. That's insane value when you consider what you're getting. McLaren charges over $15,000 just for carbon ceramic brakes, similar to what comes standard on the ZR1. So how does Chevrolet make this work? The engine, called the LT7, is based on the naturally aspirated Z06's screaming LT6, but adds twin turbochargers that make up to 26.1 psi of boost each. The turbos are integrated directly into the exhaust manifolds for quicker response, and an anti-lag system keeps them spooled between shifts. The fuel system is absolutely mental, with 16 injectors, both port and direct injection, running at full throttle. The ZR1 can drain its 18.5-gallon fuel tank in just over 9 minutes. During track testing, car and driver achieved 4 miles per gallon. 4. The 8-speed dual-clutch automatic shifts so quickly that you barely notice it working. The engine maintains over 800 pound-feet of torque from 3,000 to 6,500 RPM. The rear hub bolt pattern had to be expanded by 30 millimeters just to handle all that twist. And get this, the force of the exhaust creates 37 pounds of thrust, like a model rocket engine. On track, the ZR1 is a completely different animal. With the optional carbon fiber aero package, it generates over 1,200 pounds of downforce at top speed. It pulled 13 Gs on the skid pad and stopped from 70 miles per hour in just 140 feet on its massive carbon ceramic brakes and sticky Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires. But here's where it gets interesting and potentially problematic for some markets. Launch control is complex, but devastatingly effective. First, you perform what Chevy calls a hellacious burnout to heat the tires. Skip this step, and the ZR1 will light up its tires and swing sideways even at 70 miles per hour on the freeway. The car sustains over 1.0 G of acceleration until 85 miles per hour. The engineering team had to develop special software just to handle the top speed. The standard ABS system is only coded to work up to 223 miles per hour, so they created a second ABS calibration specifically for speeds above that. Top speed mode requires disabling stability control because the software literally can't handle velocities that extreme. Segment 4. Why it might be illegal. 253.40. So why might this be illegal in some countries? Several reasons. First, many countries have strict noise regulations, and the ZR1's flat-plane V8 with minimal muffling is loud. Second, some markets ban vehicles that exceed certain speed capabilities, and 233 miles per hour definitely exceeds most limits. Third, The Cup 2R tires are barely street legal even in the US, with just a couple of circumferential grooves. Many countries require more substantial tread patterns. Fourth, some regions have regulations against carbon ceramic brakes due to particulate concerns. And finally, the sheer power output and rear-wheel drive configuration might not meet safety standards in markets that require electronic limitations on performance cars. The rear visibility is also atrocious thanks to that iconic split rear window. The central spine creates what reviewers called a kaleidoscope of shapes with all the clarity of a dirty, beveled glass mail slot. Some markets require minimum visibility standards that the ZR1 simply can't meet. The 2025 Corvette ZR1 is an absolute monster, a world beater that embarrasses cars costing many times more. It recently broke the track record at Virginia International Raceway that had been held by $1 million McLaren Senna. But with great power comes great regulatory scrutiny. This hardcore vetter might be too extreme for everywhere, but for those lucky enough to drive one legally, it represents the ultimate expression of American performance. What do you think? Is 1064 horsepower too much for the street? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more insane car content. Thanks for watching.